Welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. Last time we wrapped up a 4-episode stretch of doing side quests. Some were alright, some were pretty interesting.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them. It's a wonder they can still walk.
A somewhat substantial character to the plot died by doing side quests. This theme kind of reminds me of something I've heard before too.
Come back.
Can't quite put my finger on it right now though.
Good morrow to you, my friend. I don't believe you've read this particular chapter before. What subject shall we consider today? Even this girl got added to the persons of interest. My new theory is that the medicine girl is the water dominant. Nah, I'm joking. I guess there's just not going to be a water dominant. You know, it's kind of become a meme at this point that I keep bringing up the water dominant and the lack of there being one. But I guess there's just not going to be a water dominant. Only 2 more character slots left to fill. You know we're at the end of the game then. Who the fuck is going to go here? I feel like there are going to be a few more side quests left. I feel like one side quest kind of ended with there being more to do. I guess maybe the last side quest I did with the dame. I feel like there might be something more with that in the future. There's still a lot in Lay of the Land left to be filled. Maybe this game has a lot of post-game content. There is like a DLC thing. Like a DLC chapter, I'll just call it, that you can do. I think I'll do it. Actually, let me just go ahead. Because I think this will probably show it. Well, where can I go? For trophies here. I guess you just have to go here. Yeah, the Echoes of the Fallen. When I downloaded my game and got all the patches and stuff, I guess this loaded. I've not bought any DLC for this game. I'll look into it more once I've beaten the game, obviously. But as far as I know, this is not something I can access. Maybe it's only given to me once I beat the game for the first time. Yeah, I don't know what Echoes of the Fallen is. I mean, I think I read somewhere where there was like a DLC or something for Final Fantasy 16 where you experience part of the story that wasn't told to you. Maybe you play as Joshua or something and you do adventures with him. Not too many slots left to fill in Mysteries of the Realm. Just 3 more slots in the bestiary to fill. These right here are probably going to be in-game bosses, if I had to guess.
Did you learn everything you needed?
Lid said I could ride the Enterprise next. No, she didn't. She said I could.
Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Papio nuts and...
Still alive, are ya? You're rubbing me blind, you know. Finished, are ya?
The stew's awfully thin these days.
What do you expect? I will not forget this kindness, my lord. I shall go to Respawn. But as soon as the rebuild...
You sure are stalling going to Eastpool. Telemann Maid. Thanks again for helping. Thanks again for helping get the dungeon in order. Had you not rode gallantly to our rescue, I reckon poor Owain and them lot would still be stuck stilling blight water over a bonner. There's always room for improvement, though, so don't get your knickers in a knot should I come knocking at your chamber door looking for some spheres and ash and whatnot. The courage to fight. What happened in Eastpool with the bears and the guardians has been a long time coming, and I'm proud that it would finally happen here in Rosaria. The duchy of old may be no more, but Archduke Elwin's dream still burns in the hearts of many, and it is through victories such as these that that fire will spread. This is only the beginning, Clive, but a fine beginning it is. From Martha. And lost there will be found. It is hard to believe Theo is gone. Every morning I wake, I expect him to be there in the stables, watching the birds or reading the pucks. Yet he is not, and it is everything I can do not to fall to my knees and weep. Still, I know I have to move on, and that doesn't mean I have to forget. My brother and I built all we have here together, so as long as I still have to create the caravans, he will ever be with me, and I shall honor him in death by carrying on what he strove for in life. That is what I chose. Eloise.
Got some new trophies here.
Yeah, I don't know how much post-game I'm gonna do. If there is any. We just have to take things as they come, right? But hey, you know what came out today? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out today. Yep. So I'm definitely anticipating getting to that game. And I gotta play Integrate before that, because I still haven't played that yet. So many games to play, so little time. Alright, but it's time to march on with the plot.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
Yeah. You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just, I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
What is this place?
Don't move.
Maybe the DLC gives us the water dominant. Which again would be another case of the game purposely holding something out just to give it to you in DLC to entice you to spend more money.
Here, it's fresh from the well.
That might be stretching a little bit, but I don't know. I think there's an argument there. Anyway, I'm starting to bitch about something that I don't even know.
Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
The fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
While you're plotting our cause, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
You've seen more of the world these past 5 years than most do in a lifetime. It's a shame you never had a moment to enjoy it.
And now, all of a sudden, they're hunts. It seems like. Bring them on. Just one. It is another S rank. So you know what? Maybe I will hold off on that for now. It could be an S rank that I can definitely do, maybe. Because I've been able to do them before, haven't I? Yeah. But we'll just wait on it. I don't want to... I just got back to doing plot. I don't know why I had to go in there first to be able to do that hunt. That's just dumb. They should have just given that to me when they gave me all the quests.
You need anything, you just ask. We might not have your uncle's resources, but resourcefulness, we've got in spades.
Well, I guess I'll read whatever new letter I've gotten.
The stew's awfully thin these days.
The tale makes 4. Clive, there's but one crystal left needs cracking. But one man who can do it. See that you don't miss, Sade. So yeah, I guess there is just one more, so that makes 5. Yeah, I was unsure how many crystals there were. The game probably did state it a couple of times.
Don't tell me we've run out of Papillon.
Dude, I swear this theme reminds me of another theme, but I think probably from the Final Fantasy series, but I just don't know what.
Karen says she'll provide what she can for our voyage to Ash, and has even agreed to forgo payment. Until our return, that is.
We're officially together now. We are hooked up. Took over 5 years.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of
I still think 5 years. A 5-year time skip. That was a little too much. Maybe a year or 2. But 5 years time skip after Sid died and the original hideout got destroyed. Whatever though.
Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right. If it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood? Barnabas Tham, the one they call the Last King. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldemark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped. And Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
What will it be today? What is it that you wish to learn? Here's the latest information I have. Yes, perhaps a little revision might not go amiss. Study it well, Clive. The state of the realm is ever-changing, Clive.
And now there's another side quest open. Holy shit, you cannot make this shit up. Okay, give it to me.
Please, your my Lord Marquis. It was the greatest honor of my life.
To be appointed protector to His Grace, I have served him in the capacity since he first began the journey across Valisthea, the purpose of which was twofold: to further the Undying's knowledge of Ultima, and to further His Grace's knowledge of you, my lord. After he learned of your survival, your brother insisted that we try to trace your movements. Thanks to the investigations of my fellow acolytes, we learned of your having taken the name of Cid.
But now?
Our journey together is at an end. His Grace bids me remain here and protect those you and he hold dear.
So I bid you.
My lord, if I might be so bold, please look after him in my stead.
Your companions are kind indeed.
Everyone has been most welcoming. Lady Taja has been especially gracious. Though I know something of the medicinal arts, it is hardly enough to warrant the acclaim of one so skillful.
I must admit.
At first, I doubted that her praise was sincere. We Undying are trained in what few simple skills might serve us in the field, but there is certainly no praise for those who excel in such endeavors.
But I see now.
That this is your way. You encourage each other, that each might lend their strength to the cause, no matter how seemingly slight their contribution. Phoenix, heal thyself.
Yote, is anything the matter? You seem troubled. Perhaps I might be able to help.
My lord. Yes. Perhaps you might. It's your brother. His condition continues to worsen, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each passing day.
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse, but... But His Grace's case is severe. The drafts I have been able to prepare for him thus far have ceased to have any real effect. So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades among the Undying about the possibility of finding something stronger. And thankfully, a recipe was found. The only problem being that the critical ingredient is exceptionally hard to come by, and our supplies are almost exhausted. Unless we can secure more soon, your brother's anguish will likely become unbearable. My lord, I know that I have no right to make demands of you. But would you help? For Joshua's sake.
For Joshua? Anything.
Thank you, my lord.
So, what is this critical ingredient?
A rare herb by the name of stonerwort. It grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to counteract the curse. We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether has erupted from the earth there recently, leaving the whole area flooded. The search continues for a new source. One that we might reach without being turned.
So it's only that you can't reach it? The stonerwort itself is unharmed by the flood?
Well, yes, but...
Then I shall go in your stead.
But, my lord...
You've yet to find another source, correct? So for now, the aqueduct is our best hope. Besides, I'm a dominant. The ether can't hurt me.
Well, if you're sure, my lord. Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. Search around the aqueduct, and you're sure to find some soon enough. I shall remain here and prepare the other ingredients. I had only thought to ask for your assistance in finding a new source of stonerwort. But if you're sure about collecting it from the flood by the aqueduct, I should be most grateful, my lord.
Ready, go?
Oh. Whoops. Yep.
Here's the aqueduct. Now to find our stonewort. Yote mentioned blood-red petals. Just my luck. Well, won't be picking anything till I
Surely you knew this was gonna happen.
for it.
Stay down.
His dick was all in my face right there at the end. Huh. Guess I missed that. Too bad there's not something that keeps track of what chests you have found and haven't found, but at the same time, thank God, because that might drive me crazy, trying to find all the chests.
Here it is. Better collect as much as I can before reinforcements arrive. Right. That should do it. Let's get these back to Yote.
I think once I beat the game should give me keep up with stuff like
It's a wonder they can still walk.
what chests I've found and haven't found, and if I wanted to, I can go back and try and find the ones I missed for completionist's sake. Pretty fast, simple quest there.
Yote, I brought back all the stone and water I could find. Will this be enough?
Yes, my lord. Thank you. I'm sure it will serve us until we can find another source.
I'm very glad to hear it.
You and His Grace are very much alike, you know. You think only of how you might help others, and never of the danger to yourselves.
No more than you have minding my brother. You've risked a lot for him, and I thank you for it.
I am honored that you should say so. But I beg you, my lord, do not give too much of yourself for the sake of others. We could not afford to lose you.
I'll keep that in mind.
You and your brother really are alike, my lord. Though selflessness is a virtue, I beg you, please take more care of yourselves.
He swears he'll take his medicine, but it's up to you to see that he doesn't just take it with him.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? Here you are. Best of luck out there, Sid.
How do you split the sea?
I have no reason to assume otherwise.
Well, then that changes everything. Clive, you must listen to this. Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it inspired me to delve deeper into the subject. And what I discovered appears to agree with the findings of His Grace.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began with the mural at Phoenix Gate. But while I've always known it to be important, its secrets have heretofore eluded me. Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example, one that will reveal all we seek.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, few have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on Storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might still stand. And so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it in good hands.
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua, if you're finished here, join me in the ale hall. I need to speak to everyone before we leave.
Right away.
If it please your grace, might I one day borrow the chronicles? For a short while.
Of course, Lawsman Hippocrates. You need but ask.
Mid said I could ride the Enterprise next. No, she didn't. She said I could.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea, there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be difficult to obtain. Only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
You bet your ass I do. Might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though. Just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew safe. You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But... very well.
If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
Let me know when you're leaving. I want a word before you go.
Of course.
Thought I might grab myself a mug of Maeve's mead. Settle me stomach, you know, before we take to the high seas. Oh, don't tell me we've run out of Papio nuts and all.
Lady Karen's.
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts? I've never had anything so delicious.
Canva lost? It can't be true.
I'm sorry, but the report was clear. The scouts found no...
Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for our lesson today?
What a wonderful idea,
So,
Jocelyn.
she don't need sails
Just that.
or oars, but she's still the fastest ship on the sea.
With Canva in the hands of Akashic, we'll need to find another port.
Preferably one as well hidden as the ironworks.
How do you split the sea, you reckon?
Reckon we're better off now.
something wrong?
Not at all. Honestly. Can't a man wish his friend farewell? Just wanted to let you know that I'll keep things in order while you're off saving the world.
I'll hold you to that.
All right.
Reckon it'll be a long walk to the capital if we follow the cliffs. I'll scout ahead, see if I can't find us an inland route.
Clive. There's something I've been meaning to ask. You took her icon, didn't you?
Yes, I did. She understood.
Oh, she understood. Understood that you decided to save the world all on your own, and that you'd die without her power. How dare you make her choose? You knew damn well she'd never refuse you. But I will. You can't keep pushing us away, Clive. The world is ours to save, not yours.
I used my gift because I thought it was the right thing to do.
And you truly believe this will save you? Will save us all?
I do.
Then so be it. Just don't forget, you're not alone.
Think I found us a trail. Did I miss something?
Only that Joshua didn't.
I don't get it. Always wanted to visit Ash.
Cool.
We're in Waluda territory now. Don't expect a warm welcome.
Oh, I don't know, Clive. That castle over there looks inviting enough.
Shall we sample its inhabitants' hospitality?
I'm gonna end this one here. Until